All right, here we go. Albino going across. We instantly have a conclave kind of over at the choke. GLHF from these guys. Pupper going to go ahead and reveal. Goes ahead and, yeah, put a little bit of damage on the conclave. Skull plus Hexen coming out. Can't really force anything there. Skull trying to get the hit. Murders the deer for no reason. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to have an expansion come up pretty quickly here from Theory. I guess we can look down at Albino's base and try to get an idea of what his what he's going to be going for here. And yeah, it looks like just some Lancers for now. Keep some pressure on with that. We definitely have seen that do reasonably in the past. Biokinetics Lab coming up pretty quickly. Of course, Theory's going to be able to see that as well. But yeah, we'll see if it's just going to be like pretty quick exos coming out. Either way, he is going after the conclave at the moment. Looks like this skull coming out to put a bit of damage down. Hexen does have to back up here. All right, instantly gets 4 gaunts out, so I like how he kind of waits and pops them all at once so they can overwhelm. And the first exo on the way here for Albino. All right, so I'm not sure too much what the plan is here. Like, the pup can give you some vision. The exos can shoot. Like, I mean, if he's making a wall here, you don't really want to attack in with the Lancers because they're just going to take damage from the gaunts. Yeah, Iron Vault going to be finishing up here. Skull just scouting what's going on. Definitely feels like Theory's in a little bit of a better position, but we'll see what Albino's tactics are going to be. I don't think it's, you know, I think he's just going to put some damage on the buildings, which is, I don't think like that big a deal. It's going to take a little bit to kill that. Just a little bit of damage on it. Kiting against the skull. Hey, you got it. Nice. Ah, we're getting quick draw hustle. Okay, so that's where when they shoot, they gain attacks or movement speed and attack speed. So, or I forget if it's attack speed, but anyways, they become so much better. But you have to make them just continually shoot, basically. So it's like a lot of clicking. It's actually intensely micro. Yeah, just movement speed. But it's intensely micro intensive. Like, it is a lot. So it looks like he wants to break through this Iron Vault. And, you know, as quick draw hustle, yeah, there it is. So they kind of outdo everything. Look at this. He's not going to open it up, and that's what Theory's going to do. He's going to go ahead and open it up. Now, that was excellent. Love to see it with the Weaver. Lashes one of the exos, kills it immediately. Very well done. Pushes everything back, and he's had 2 bases for a while. Now, Albino does have his new base up. So he's going to go ahead and start mining that Luminite. He's got a decent amount of income now. Barracks coming up. Probably mass exo. I like the idea of the build here from Albino since he already has that quick draw hustle. Those are going to be really, really efficient. Can be a little bit hard for the Infernal player to hit them. If you get the Hellborns and stuff, sometimes that range is going to be enough to help out. But things like Brutes never really going to connect. Gaunts as well. Got to go pretty far down the tech tree, get some of these upgrades to kind of stand a chance. Another skull coming down for that scout. Okay, so now a Harbinger is out, third base being taken here. And you see there's like a lot of rotation going on. It's got these very upgraded units. I like some of the movements that we're seeing. It does feel like Theory is just doing a little bit better right now. That is a very annoying unit. Oh my god. But it looks like he should be able to force everything back. The thing is, as long as you've got the APM to click, the Exos are going to like gain you value. They're just like an endless source of damage that can come out. Or it feels that way, at least. Just making them as strong as possible at the moment. And yeah, they really great. The lashes are really making a huge difference here. Still some more damage coming in from Albino. He's, you know, he's slowing this area down in general, but I think as you get more lashes, like look at this, every time he lashes, he's going to get a kill. So you get 1 or 2 Weavers in here, and like all of your veteran Exos are going to eventually be picked off. I don't think that this is necessarily the right way to do it. Some Vulcan's going to be added in. Okay, so get some splash damage. Oh, orbital call down regeneration energy a little bit quicker. All right, well it's a bit new. But yeah, I think here Albino, like I like that he's trying to keep pressure on, but I feel like if you're doing this, you should probably expand again. Because you're never going to, like, against Weavers, you're just not going to get enough units here, I think, to make a big difference. Now, that's a great cancel. Okay. Ooh, loses one of those Exos there. That's unfortunate. But yeah, his army is just so small. I guess he's adding in Vulcans. Like, maybe he's going for, like, some sort of, like, timing push or something. Oh, imps. Yeah, he's just running his bobs away immediately. So it looks like he just wants to do some on-fire imps, or on-flame imps, flame-on imps. Sorry. And yeah, just kill everything off. So kind of like a Baneling drop in a way. Not entirely sure how much damage that really did. Oh, well, definitely going to get a bit more, it seems. Yeah, it kills several more. My god. Not too bad. Okay, so this is, I think, Theory just winning the game right here. Like, it looks to me like he's going to pick off absolutely everything. Now, that being said, like, the Vulcan is actually doing much more than I thought it would. That thing was tanky as hell. Never mind. Like, more Gaunts coming out. He does have some Flame-on Imps to try to help out. The Weavers have been microed around a little bit, but suddenly we have these... Yeah, I guess I didn't realize just how good these Vulcans can be. My god. Really excellent engagement then. I thought he was going to pick the Vulcan, and then it was just going to kind of end because Theory had such a big army. Now, Theory is bringing down some more units, but it's kind of Garbo units. It's like, okay, we can do some Flame-on Imps. We have some Brutes in here. Okay, the Flame-on Imps do help out magnificently against that Vulcan, but he's sacrificed a lot to try to kill all this off. Trying to get a bit of a surround, and he will do so, it seems. Now, okay, it seems to me that Albino basically made the game a bit even after that, I guess. It feels like it's approximately even. He's got some very high-tech good units. He kind of cleared out everything good that Theory had. Theory's still trying to get a bit of harassment done here and ends up losing his Harbinger pretty quickly. Theory does have that 4th base up, which is kind of nice. Can remake his imps relatively quickly now. I'm impressed with the Vulcans. Like last time I was playing a lot, like in the previous beta, I guess it was, or well, I guess earlier in the access, the early access or whatever it is that we're calling it. I didn't feel like the Vulcan was as good as we're seeing here. Not exactly sure which changes it had, but definitely looking really strong. Feels a lot better here than anything I've seen from it so far. Which is kind of cool because it feels like it's kind of like one of the key units. You know, like StarCraft 1 has like the Marine and the Hydralisk and the Zealot. It's like you want those key units that you really think of with the game, like this, like the Vulcan, to do well. All right, Shroudstone going to help to push that back a little bit. Brings in his Weavers. All right, we have some Spriggans mixed in now. And of course, as you see, the evac is in here, but he's doing some like really good lashes upon these Vulcans. The Vulcans sit on the low ground and trying to get this extra damage in. That one Vulcan is like living forever up on the high ground, but it does get picked off. Spriggans being a little bit annoying, but Exos can really crush Spriggans, so you have to be kind of careful about that. Another Twilight Spire coming up. Maybe the answer is more Spriggans. You know, Spriggans, obviously, against things like Vulcans and Lancers are going to do well just because they can't shoot up. But you have to have enough to overwhelm the Exos. Or maybe you can do something like lash those Exos in and kill them off right away and then utilize your Spriggans. Not entirely sure. What we just saw there was a very quick pick off on a Weaver. Albino taking a 4th base in that bottom right. Adding an Atlas in as well. Right, so big engagement coming up here. Like a lot of shields going down on some of these Lancers. You can see just how tanky they really are. See some nanoswarms going down on the Vulcan, which is cool to see. The Hellborn's actually playing a great role here. We're actually having some pretty cool back and forth fights. Okay, another evac coming out, maybe to help out with those Atlases a little bit, ferry them around. Looks like we have a combination of Atlas plus Vulcan being added in here. Or a few Hornets being added as well. Oh, the Imp's coming up. Here we go. Going for that splash damage, and they actually do get some pretty big splash damage there. There's like a lot of Brutes in here as well. Looks like just to kind of tank the damage at this point. Maybe as a sink for that Luminite. Here he has a pretty big economy right now and a pretty decent supply advantage, but that doesn't necessarily stop Vanguard. Vanguard can be very, very cost efficient. Okay, so this little setup here, like, you have the evac to move the Atlas around. You have a lot of Exos. You have some Medtechs. He's being very, very efficient. He's not down that much supply. These are the types of situations that can be a little bit hard to engage because just the units that you have as Infernal are kind of slow. So they're going to try to run in here a little bit. And, okay, that was a very good Lash. The Lash is definitely doing a good job. Picking off those Atlases pretty quickly. A lot of Exos still in. He's picking off basically any units that are not Exos. And it seems like Theory just has so much he might be able to make this all work. Now, a Helicarrier is actually coming out. This is kind of like the big flying tier 3 unit. I actually really like the sound effects on the Helicarrier. Oh, and we have a Graven out as well. Multiple Gravens even. The Graven is kind of a wild unit. Yeah, you can read about the Graven a little bit there. I did make a video on the Graven as well earlier on. But a tier 3 bio unit, basically. Kind of stealthy. Has a lot of abilities. Okay, now having a bit of an engage here. Did throw down some sticky bombs there with those Gravens. Getting that quick draw hustle really moving. The Helicarrier coming out. Not sure if that's going to be dealing enough damage here. It seems like it's going to get picked off pretty quickly, unfortunately. And GG is called. Fury will end up cleaning up. And is, I guess, one of the ultimate champions here of tonight. So there you have it. There you have it. That's that was the King of the Hill. Okay. So this was all a test. You know, I had some ideas for maps to see how it would change the game and if it would be better or worse. You know, if we can kind of look at a direction that Stormgate could go in to be more entertaining. I would like to hear everyone's opinions on those. Here's my thoughts after casting a bunch of those games between a bunch of the world's best players. Okay, so first off, the bigger map with 0 creeps that we were doing at the end there, not that good, I think. Maybe slightly better than the map with creeps, because solo creeping phases are just, for me personally, a big turnoff. But I didn't feel like it was a super fun, awesome, great time. The smaller map, I felt was like a 500% improvement over the other Stormgate games. And I felt like the creep camps added almost nothing to that. If I do this again, or if I were to do this again, I think I would look towards smaller maps, no creep camps. That felt pretty good. Those were actually entertaining games with like nonstop action, which was neat. And obviously that could evolve over time and turn out to not be like that with nonstop action, but that's what we saw here tonight, which I thought was fun. So I guess, like, okay, so here's the thing. If I was running Stormgate, I think here's what I would do. Okay, as Artosis running Stormgate. If Artosis went in, took over Stormgate, I would increase the game speed by, like, I don't know, some percentage, maybe 10%. I would lower the time to kill as well slightly. Like, I think everything has too little health or does too little damage, whichever way you want to look at that. But I would make it a little bit faster paced, maps smaller, and yeah, I would take out the creeps completely. Now that has obviously some StarCraft bias. I think that, you know, fast paced games with lots of interaction are really good for RTS. I think another way that this could go, which I am not an expert in whatsoever, would be keep the creeps and everything, but get some heroes in there. You'd probably want to shrink the maps anyways. I really think that the regular map size in Stormgate is way too big. It's seeming pretty obvious to me. The more I'm watching, the more games I'm casting and everything, I really feel like the maps are way too big. The smaller maps are getting way more engagements. It's more interesting with more engagements. But yeah, I could see this really becoming a hero-based RTS as well. Yeah, I don't know. Those are kind of my thoughts on it. I would like to hear from people, especially if Stormgate is something that you currently do like to watch, you do like to play. What did you think about the way that these new maps played out? If you haven't really been a fan, and you watch the games and you're like, oh, actually, this is a nice improvement. This is going in a good direction. I'd like to hear that. Or if it's the other way around and you're like, you know what, I don't really like this. I think it actually is losing too much of its identity, taking out creeps, or maybe the maps have the smaller map is too many engagements and I like the base building aspect a bit more. You know, anything like that, I would like to actually hear what other people's opinions are on it, because the thing is, it's only, you know, it does come down to people's opinions on what makes a good RTS at the end of the day. So, yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you think about those maps. And again, a big thank you to the Stormgate team for making these maps for me. That's been very kind for them to take a bunch of time to put these together. I know that they're very busy with everything. And then also a big thanks to the pro gamers for showing up and playing. Really appreciate you guys doing this on these strange maps that are a bit different than what you've been playing on. So that's very appreciated for everyone coming out and playing all night. And of course to Mapu, who did all the observing and getting this together. And to you, the viewers, thank you for watching.